I don't know, we might want that point set in between us and Profius.
Is this yours?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think it should say, here's two. This is 13.
Was it in the packet?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they had it. Oh, I had it.
Site
You
plan.
didn't have it, I remember, but, same exact way
Sorry.
as we went over. Exactly, thank you.
It doesn't give us his floor plan. That's an abbreviated one.
I don't understand the wording.
We'll close that one.
Do you know what no?
Oh, you just say. Third one down. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. We'll start with site plans, and then the other ones you opened up is architectural, showing the floor plan,
Okay.
and the elevation.
Yeah, if anyone has any.
If anybody has any questions, available.
Okay. Yeah, probably just receive it. Oh, yeah, we're on.
Okay. Okay, everyone, please welcome the first Planning Commission of the new year. And so before we get started, on behalf of the Planning Commission and the township itself, we just want to say that for our viewing audience at home, there's a lot of really wonderful things that go on within the township. And so in the year 2023, we would really invite the residents to want to become a part of that. And if you haven't gone to the Fall Festival or Christmas or the amphitheater, come this year in 2023. There's a lot of great things that are happening. So with that, welcome, and I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I would like to see if everyone could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could remain standing, please, for a moment of silence for any intentions that you may have. Thank you. So for our meeting tonight, first I'd like to say that our chair, John Greer, is excused from this meeting tonight. So I'll call this to order, and we have one item on our meeting tonight, which is Interfaith Housing Development Corporation, 5401 Beaver Dam Road, Bristol, requesting preliminary and final subdivision approval in order to construct a two-family dwelling on lot number 2 on the property located at 1237 Schumacher Drive, Bristol, tax parcel number 5-61-479 in an R3 residential zone district of Bristol Township. Before we hear from you, I have one other thing, and that would be the minutes from last month's meeting. I do not have a copy of those minutes in my packet. No, but you don't either? So because of that, what we'll do is we'll wait to approve those minutes until next month's meeting. Okay, back to our agenda tonight. So do we have anyone here from an applicant for this project?
Yes, Planning Commission members, thank you for entertaining the application tonight.
Real quick, is your microphone on? Is it green?
Is now, I
Thank you, just for
apologize.
our viewing audience at home.
Red and green, how Christmassy. Thomas Prophy of Bagley, Carlin, and Mandio, on behalf of the applicant, Interfaith Housing Development. I have with me tonight Van Struthers, Director of Community Development, who will be making the presentation on behalf of the applicant. It's my understanding that you have received from the engineer, R.L. Showalter Associates, Inc., the response to the engineer's review letter. It contains both the waiver requests that were made and also the areas where the applicant will comply in accordance with the comments made by your engineering firm. So at this point in time, Mr. Van Struthers, if you could please come forward.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the Planning Commission. My name is Van Strother, and I'm the Director of Community Development for Bristol Township. I'm here in support of the application. I have worked with the Housing Authority and the applicant, which is Interfaith Housing, which is a nonprofit affordable housing provider. The property that's in front of you is an oversized lot in which back in 2013, it was presented to the township to be subdivided. And at that time, I was the executive director of Interfaith Housing, but we never perfected the action of granting the subdivision. So having coming back to the township, I met with the good people of Interfaith Housing and asked them would they be interested in providing affordable housing and increasing the capacity, and they were all supportive. The issue of affordable housing, there is a high demand for providing affordable housing for income qualified Bristol residents. Also, the Housing Authority and Interfaith Housing has a 1 to 2 year waiting list for residents looking for affordable housing. So we're just presenting this plan and hoping for the favor of the governing body and this board. So we have the site plan up on the board. If we go to the existing condition, oh, sorry. Existing this is Schumacher Drive, where the lighter is, and this is Beaver Dam. There's an existing 2-story duplex structure, and then the rest of the site is complemented vacant lot. There's no structures or any improvements to it. If we go to the next slide, this slide shows the proposed 2-story dwelling unit. It will be a duplex. We're providing the adequate parking. For the first floor, there will be a patio, 10 by 10 patio. And for the second floor, there will be a 10 by 10 deck, all within the setback lines. Currently, there is a sewer easement in which we're not encroaching upon. And if we can go to the floor plans, the architectural floor plans. This is the ground floor. And on the ground floor, there's 2 doors. The door on the right goes to the second floor with a flight of stairs, and then you arrive on the second floor, kitchen and 2 bathrooms and a large living room, and this is a deck on the outside. The door on the left is the ground floor. You have 3 bedrooms, kitchen, laundry room, and you have the access to the patio on the rear. If we go to the next slide to show the elevations. This is the door to the second floor, and this is the door to the first floor. On the side elevations is the deck for the second floor, and this is the other side elevation. The rear elevation shows the deck on the second floor. And if we continue to the next slide.
There's only 2 sheets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you go to the final, the next sheet?
This one?
Oh, it's a site plan. I'm sorry. It was the other full set. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. This is just showing a cross section for the first floor and the second floor. And the dotted line is a 1-hour fire rating with the UL required protections separating the 2 different floors. We will comply, the drawings will be completed in compliance with all building codes for the local and state requirements. Next slide. And at the stairway, the dotted dashed line is showing the fire rating separation. And here's another fire separation from the two different living units. And this is the deck. There is no basement. It's a slab on grade. The exterior is vinyl siding, consistent with the community neighborhood. The only thing that the property owner is trying to provide is affordable housing for the high demand of providing residents for good working folks of Bristol Township. That's all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
To our engineers, is there any comments that you would like to make?
We don't have any comments.
Do you want to go through?
I will, yeah. So, we are in receipt of the original letter from Gilmore and Associates and your response to that. And then there's a waiver request letter. So, question number one, for the original letter from Gilmore and Associates, dated December 6th, and you wrote a response back, it looked like everything was a will comply except for the 7 waiver requests that are listed on separate paper. Am I correct on that?
Just double checking, making sure. From B2, 1, 6B, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 7, correct?
Correct.
Yes, 7 requests for waivers. The remainder are will complies.
Okay, and we would ask if you would go over each one of those waivers, just reading off the waiver number, what the waiver is,
Okay.
and any reasons why you're asking for that.
Waiver request on, yeah, okay.
I can assist on this matter. Waiver request number 1, not to require Schumacher Drive and Murray Drive to be widened. Murphy Drive and Schumacher Drive is existing throughout the entire run. It'll be an odd situation to increase it just around this subject property and the remainder of those roads to be to smaller size. The next item, number 2, not required sidewalk constructions. There aren't any sidewalks in the neighborhood, so it'll be a sidewalk to nowhere. Item number 3, not requiring curb along Beaver Dam. It's the same statement, there aren't any curbs along Beaver Dam. Item number 4, not to permit the grading. It's just not enough real estate just to taper it off the way is stated in the ordinance, so we're asking for a waiver. Not to require street trees. We believe that there's sufficient vegetation and trees in the area, but that will be discretion of the Planning Commission. Item number 6, to allow the plans to be drawn at the scale. We believe that there was an adequate drawing and it was previously prevented back in 2013. And the last item, item number 7, the existing features within 200 radius is an existing community. We just believe that it's just a known fact what's in the community, and we believe that that should be granted also.
Thank you. Particular to number 5, 177-51.A1A, to not require street trees. Typically, we would ask for a fee in lieu thereof. So would that be a will comply on the fee?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Do we have any questions from Planning Commission members? No questions? Okay. So before we take a motion, thank you for looking to provide the affordable housing within Bristol Township. We realize that there is a need for that, and so it's good that you're helping that to get filled.
Thank you.
But we would also like to note, as a planning commission, that zoning had given you some variances ahead of time, and so at their meeting, and those variances given, we then don't really have any say on that, which is fine, but we just wanted to make note that zoning had given certain variances ahead of time for this project. So with that said, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to recommend to council the subdivision for Interfaith Housing Development Corporation, 5401 Beaver Dam Road, Bristol, requesting preliminary and final subdivision approval in order to construct a two-family dwelling on lot number 2 on the property located at 1237 Schumacher Drive, Bristol tax parcel number 5-61-479, in an R3 residential zone district of Bristol Township. Noted that everything dated December 6, 2022 in the Gilmore and Associates letter is a will comply, except for the 7 waivers that were requested in the response letter dated December 19, 2022, as well as there will be a fee in lieu thereof, waiver number 5. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And I believe that's it.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion, we have, say aye.
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 Those opposed?
Thank you.
We'll pass that on up to council. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck
Thank
to you
very
guys.
much.
Luck.
Thank you.
So with that being said, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
It's been passed. Meeting's adjourned.